Hey, everybody, welcome. I'm going to give it just one more second, give everybody a chance to get on and get comfy before we get started. While we're waiting on everyone, I want you to get familiar with where everything's at. So, first things first, just leave yourself muted. There should be a chat box. It's going to be up at the top. It looks like a little conversation bubble. Let's get started now with you letting me know in the chat box who you are and where you're from. So, give me your name and then the clinic you work for and the city and state that you're located so I can let your ZO team know that you have joined me today. All right, I'm happy to have everybody and we will get started in just a moment. Besides the chat box, you guys are going to be communicating with me throughout this webinar, okay? So, we're going to be able to unmute, but it's going to be a little bit later on in the webinar. So just for now, keep yourselves muted and we will get started shortly. Thanks, guys. All right, looks like everybody's in. Everybody's getting all their information in the chat. So let me turn on my camera and say hi to you guys. Let's make sure this works. All right, here we are. Hey, everybody. Okay, if I think I see Fanny on there. Fanny, would you unmute and let me know if you can see my screen and make sure everything's working? Or if Fanny can't, anybody? Oh, got it. Y'all cannot unmute. Love that. Okay, but you can see my screen and you can see me, right? Perfect. Okay, thanks, Robin. Okay, so we are gonna have fun today, guys. Okay, now that y'all okay, perfect, thank you. Um, yep, nope, I got it. Okay, thanks, guys. All right, so we're gonna have fun today. So this is gonna be an interactive webinar. I'm gonna be asking lots of questions. Y'all are gonna be able to communicate with me through that chat bubble. We are going to cover some things that I think a lot of you guys struggle with. And I honestly had a fun time when I was putting this webinar together and getting this deck prepared for you guys. I started doing my homework on this a couple weeks ago, just asking other providers questions on what they struggle with, maybe why they struggle. And I think I got it covered for you guys. So I hope y'all learn a lot throughout this webinar. Again, I am going to make this as interactive as I possibly can. And if there's anything we don't cover through this, or if I don't get to your question, no worries. Everyone has access to me. You guys can reach me on my Instagram. Tell me more, Sam. Feel free to send your questions there, and I'll interact with you one-on-one and help you as best I can. All right, so welcome everybody. Before we get started, let me just do a brief introduction in case anyone is new here. So my name is Sam. I am an account executive for Zeo Skin Health. I've been with Zeo now for a little over 7 years. And prior to my Zeo life, I was a medical esthetician. So just like a lot of you guys joining me here tonight, I was in a treatment room going through the exact same things you are and the exact same struggle. So your girl gets it. I'm not just some rep girl, okay? I get it. All right. I see some hands raised. I'm probably not gonna be able to get to you individually just because you guys can't unmute. I guess that's like a setting or something within Teams. So I'll try and figure that out for the next one. But if you need me, again, you can put your question in the chat box. And if I don't get to it tonight, you can always reach out to me directly on Instagram. All right, so y'all know the drill. Before I get started, there's just a little tiny disclaimer, okay? First things first, this is not a ZO training. This is just a SAM thing, okay? It's a provider powwow where we are getting together to just learn a little bit more. A lot of you guys have access to some pretty amazing ZO education. If y'all haven't checked it out, we have a new learning program, okay? This new academy, it's an app on your phone. You can watch it on your own downtime. It will keep track, send you quizzes. It's an amazing learning program. So that's a ZO thing. This is just the SAM thing. So this is for all of you guys who want to take your learning a little bit further, okay? So again, if there's any questions about what you learn here today, because this is a SAM thing, you want to reach out to me directly on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at Tell Me More Sam. All right, feel free to take pictures of our webinar tonight. You can post it on Instagram. You can tag me, please. I love sharing all of y'all's love, your Sam love. It makes me happy, okay? The only thing I'm going to ask that you don't take pictures of throughout tonight is when we share provider before and afters. So the providers that have given me permission to share with you guys tonight have given me permission to share with you, not with the world. So you could take pictures of anything you want, just not the provider before and afters, okay? We good? All right. Janice is asking, what is the app? Reach out to your rep. She can give you a link to access it. It's something new. ZO just started it, and it's actually pretty phenomenal. If you have already become a ZO expert, do it again. I'm telling you guys, I went and did the entire program all over again myself, and I learned lots of new things. So it's a really great program. All right, let's get started. So what I want all of you to do right now is just kind of close your eyes. And I want you to think of the last interaction you had with a patient where you had to sell products and or services, okay? So close your eyes right now and think of that, okay? Think of you, okay? This is you. How do you view your selling, okay? Do you think I'm just doing my job, I'm just running through the mill, it's part of what I do? Do you think what you're selling is absolutely necessary for your patient to get results? Or do you think it's just how my business makes money? Tell me in the chat box, A, B, C, or if you have more, tell me. Okay? Think of it. How do you view it? Because we all have different reasons, right? And I know this for sure because I've reached out to you guys to do my homework. And I've asked questions of why you struggle. And I know A, B, and C is real for a lot of you here. Okay? Give y'all just a couple more seconds to tell me what you think. Yes, Liz. Yes, girl. Yes, Christina. Okay. All right. So some of you said B and C, but then some of you said all of the above. And really and truly, if you think about what you offer in your practice, well, we have patients that come and see us for issues with their skin. We recommend treatment plans, hopefully, where we recommend in-office procedures that can get pretty pricey. And we recommend products also, which can get pretty pricey. So when we're making these sales and closing these deals, why do we feel we're doing it? Well, hopefully you said it's A, B, and C or B and C because really and truly, you are doing your job. Every single one of you that's on this call right now. Our job is to make sure that those patients have the tools that they need to be successful. It's absolutely necessary for results. They're not going to get results through osmosis, right? They need the tools to be successful. And C is so important. And a lot of times, the owner of the practice is the only one that says this. But really and truly, it's all of you. It's the esthetician, it's the nurse practitioner, it's the PA, it's the providers that are in the practice. We all need to be doing the sales to make money. So A, B, and C should be where we are. Now, tell me what prevents you from closing that sale. When you close your eyes and you thought about that time you were in the treatment room, what would be a reason that maybe you didn't do it? Maybe you just said, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to recommend these products because she's about to drop $2,000 on a laser. So I'm just not going to do it. I'm not even going to talk about the products. Okay. That's real. And look, I did it. I've done it before. Okay. I'll tell y'all a little story about myself and where I screwed up. But yeah, I've done that. Maybe it's, I don't really know what these products are doing. I have no idea how to explain them or how to educate my patient on them. Or maybe I've never been trained on this laser, so I don't necessarily feel comfortable recommending it for my patient. Or I don't think any of this crap actually really works. So I don't really see the value in it to recommend it to my patient. Okay. I see lots of different things. I see a lot. And you know what? That makes me so sad. It makes me sad. And let me tell you something first before I move on. This is a judgment free zone here. Okay. We are all being honest. None of us are perfect here. We all have issues in the treatment room, right? All of us do, me included. I'm about to tell y'all my story. But the sad thing is that we are answering this with either A, B, C, or A and B, or A and C, or B and C. We are because some of us don't have the training that we need to feel confident. Maybe some of us haven't tried the products and the treatments that we offer personally to actually feel truly passionate about what we sell, right? And then A, guys, I have totally fallen victim of this, the cost of the treatment. So some of you have heard this story before. I'll make it brief, but I made a horrible mistake very early on in my career as an esthetician. And I'm so grateful it was early on. So that way I was able to fix it before, too late. But I'm an old lady. Okay. And so when I was still an esthetician, we were utilizing an IPL machine for hair removal. Okay. And we had just started offering Brazilian laser hair removal, and we were charging $2,000 for a treatment of 6. Okay. All right. That's an issue in itself, but I digress. So anyway, that was the package we were offering. And I had an appointment for a patient to come in, never seen her before. She had never been to our practice before. And she was going to do the treatment 1 of the 6. Okay. So she comes in, we're cutting up. While I'm setting up for the treatment, her and I are talking about her family, her kids, what she's been up to, all the things, right? So I'm building a relationship with this patient. Well, I'm getting the treatment done. We're chit chatting. And she says, when I walked in, I saw that you guys carried, and I honestly don't even remember what skincare it was at the time because this was a long time ago. She's like, I see you guys carry that blah, blah, blah skincare. And I'd always wanted to know about it. So can we like talk about it? And I said, oh, yeah, girl. I said, we'll definitely get you consulted for a skincare. But then we got to talking about her son and football and all the things. And I just forgot. I forgot to talk about the skincare. Well, then it was time we were done. It was time to walk her up to the front. And as we were walking up to the front, she's like, "Oh shoot, we forgot to talk about skincare." And I was like, "Yeah, we'll talk about it next time, girl. You'll be back in about 4 to 6 weeks and we'll do it then." Brought her up to the front, told her goodbye, went back to my room to clean up for the next patient. Well, later on in the day, the office manager comes up to me and she says, "Look, I didn't want to say anything, but what happened in the room with Jennifer?" And I was like, nothing. It was a great treatment. She's really cool. I liked her. What's the problem? And she's like, oh no, she actually like complained. I said, no way. And she said, yeah. When she came up to pay her bill, she said, you know what? I'm just going to pay for that one treatment. Hold on one second. I'm into my head. I'm paying for this one treatment. I'm not interested in doing the full 6 treatments. And the office manager said, well, did something happen? And she's like, well, I'm not sure if it was the way I was dressed because I'm just coming from the gym or what it was that she assumed I couldn't afford my laser treatment and my skincare, but I'm not interested in doing business with you guys. I'd rather just pay for one and be done. Y'all, I was mortified. When I tell you mortified, because first of all, that is not at all what happened. Okay. Really and truly, I'm broke. Okay. So in my mind, I was thinking, okay, she's about to go drop 2 grand on a package. Maybe she doesn't realize that on top of the skincare is gonna like start racking up. So we'll just do the skincare at the next appointment because at her next appointment, she's not gonna be paying anything. That's where my brain was. You want to know why? Because I can't afford $2,000 plus some, ungodly amount on skincare. So I projected my lack of funds on this woman and assumed she'd appreciate paying for the skincare at the next visit because that's what I would appreciate. I would like to not add more on to my visit today and then just add it on to the next visit. Well, I didn't realize that that would actually make someone feel offensive. And it did. She thought that I was thinking she was broke. So I said, I'm calling her. And the manager's like, you better not. And I said, I don't care. Fire me. I cannot have somebody out there thinking that I think they're broke or poor. Like, that is not me. So I called this woman, y'all, and I did not get fired, but I could have. So don't not listen to your boss. But I called this woman and I said, look, I said, first, I just want to apologize. I said, the manager explained to me what happened. She also like begged me not to call you, but I had to. I just needed to say I'm sorry. There was absolutely no assumption that you could not afford the treatment and the skincare. It was actually me. I can't afford the skincare and the treatment. And I just assumed that you would appreciate me recommending the skincare at the next visit since the laser treatment was going to be paid for today. And that was the wrong thing to do. I promise you it had nothing to do with how you were dressed or anything. It was just me. And so thankfully she understood. And to this day, she's still one of my best friends. Okay. So me and Jennifer were fine after that. But my point is, we can't assume anything when it comes to this. We have to just do what we're here to do, and that's to recommend treatment plans and products because that's how we get the patient results. So that's my goal here with you guys today. I want to make sure that by the time you're done with me, you're not answering A, B, or C. Okay. There is nothing after today that is going to prevent you from closing that sale. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's chat. All right, we talked about you, right? Putting yourself. Now I want to give you a challenge. Anybody who comes to my trainings, y'all know I always give y'all some kind of homework. So this is my homework for you. I'm challenging you to put yourself in the patient's shoes, okay? Think about if you were a patient and you were walking into a new clinic for the first time and you were going to be recommended treatment plans and products based on your need. What would you want out of that experience? Just think about that for 1 second. What would you want out of that entire you're about to spend your hard-earned money. We all work hard for this money and nothing that we offer is inexpensive. Okay, let's just be real. It's all of it's pricey. So what would you want? What would you appreciate out of that? Okay? Think about that. And I could tell you what you would appreciate. You would appreciate an expert in the field, somebody that you feel absolutely confident in that they could make the right decisions, somebody that makes you feel heard, someone that is taking care of you, someone that's giving you the tools that you need to be successful. You would want a true, successful aesthetics provider. I could tell you what you wouldn't want. You wouldn't want a used car salesman. I promise you that. Ain't nobody wants a used car salesman in the treatment room. Okay. And a lot of times when I come in and I chat with you guys, and look, I'm going to pick on estheticians for a minute, and I can because I'm one of you. Okay. So I can pick on us. I feel like when I go in and I have these sales, like trainings with my estheticians, we talk about sales. The second I say the word sales, this happens. The arms are folded. I'm now getting the snub nose. And, one esthetician actually had the balls to tell me. She's folded her shit up. I am an esthetician. I did not sign up to be a salesman, and I will not be a salesman. I am an esthetician. Whew. Glad you're not going to be a salesman because that's really not what we need here. What we need here is an esthetician. And guess what your job is as an esthetician? Your job is to look and analyze the patient's skin, recommend a treatment plan for the patient, and provide them with the tools that they need to be successful. So if you are not selling, AKA providing them the tools that they need to be successful, you are failing at more than 50% of your job. Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong. I think I'm right. Okay. All right. So that's the deal. We have to be comfortable and confident in what we're doing and understanding that it's part of our job. So let's talk about what an aesthetics provider is. If anybody needs a little recap on what we do, I got you, boo. First of all, an aesthetics provider provides cosmetic medical services to patients. Okay. Seems simple enough. An aesthetics provider is extensively trained on treatments and products related to the cosmetic services. So you are an expert in your field. You are really good at what you do. Every single one of you are. You're taking time away from your family right now. Okay. And at night, it's 7:19 here where I'm at. Not sure what time it is where you guys are, but you're taking time away from your family to invest in you, invest in your knowledge and growing. So all of you, this applies to. You're experts in the field. You're good at what you do. We can't miss out on that 50% because then what is all this for? You just soak in all the knowledge to do nothing? It's like going to the gym and just watching everyone work out and not getting in there and working out. That's what it is when you learn all these things, but you don't put it into practice. So we're not going to do that. We're all going to be successful providers, okay? And what makes us successful? How do we know we're successful? This is what a successful provider is. Look at these results. When you are getting results like Bethany the Dallas Injector or Serena Obagi, when you are producing results like this, you know, I've got this. I am competent, I am educated, I know what I'm doing, and I can provide my patients with incredible results. That's what a successful provider is. So if you feel like you're struggling in that area, let's refresh, okay? All right. We have to first be able to identify what our patient's goals are. Every patient that walks into your practice, you should have 2 goals for that patient. Somebody in the chat, tell me what they are, because I see a lot of familiar names. Okay, I'll give you a hint. The words start with the letter R. 2 words that start with the letter R. What are our goals when we treat our patients? It's just 2 simple things, really. Ryan, yes. Results. Wait, Lindsay? Yes, girl, but no. Okay. That is me when I treat myself. I want to react and repair, but in the treatment room. But yeah, actually, yeah, you have to react and repair to get the results. But I like it. You are definitely a Zeo girl at heart. Love it. Okay. Yes, Bethany. Oh, welcome, Bethany. So the Dallas Injector is in the room and she said it. Results and retention. That is the goal. Simple. Results, retention. And it seems simple, but how do I do it? How do I receive results and retention? Well, first things first, you got to sell. They can't get what they need if you don't sell them the treatment. They can't get the results if you don't sell them the products. So sales is important for those results. So if you're not mastering the sale, you're missing out on the results. Or if you're only a provider that's comfortable selling them just a treatment, one microneedling treatment, is that going to get them results? No. No, maybe they might see a little bit of improvement from one microneedling, but is that going to give them results? Mm-mm. And then what about retention? You have to guide the patient. You have to be part of their skin health journey in order to retain them. Because now, look at social media now. It's actually starting to get kind of overwhelming, if you want me to be honest. It's like every time you open up Instagram, it's like boom, 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 just stuff just being thrown and shoved down your throat. TikTok too. It's like once they know what your For You page is, boom, 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 you're just flooded with all of this information. So if you are not finding a way to keep that relationship and that communication with your patient, you're going to lose them. They're going to be distracted by all the other shiny things and they're going to forget. So make sure you have a good plan for results and retention, for sales and guidance. All right. Okay, so let's talk about how to make sure we get the sale done, because again, none of us want that used car salesman in the treatment room. And what do I mean when I say used car salesman in the treatment room? Well, the technique of a used car salesman is very pushy, okay? They're creating this urgency that's just not there. Like, let me give you an example. And look, we've all been guilty of this, okay? So if I say something that strikes a nerve, it's only to bring light, okay? That's it. Oh, you're at this event today? Well, today's the only day for that sale. You better hurry up and buy it. Today is the only day to get it. That's the only day we're gonna have it. We're not gonna have it. Come tomorrow, you're not getting it. You're only gonna get it tonight by 7 p.m. Then we close it up. Get what I mean? Okay. Creating this sense of urgency to the patient that is just not there. Also, unable to be helpful. As a patient, if I go into a clinic and I'm gonna drop some Benjamins, I need to know what the hell I'm buying. Tell me about this laser. What's my downtime? Does it hurt? Okay, what exactly is it treating? If you can't answer those questions, I'm not likely going to spend my money on that treatment. Same thing with the products. You know, if you're asking me to buy more than one product, you're going to have to tell me why. Why is a 7 product regimen appropriate for me? I need to know what this is, why it's specifically for me and what it does to complete my regimen. And patients will ask questions like crazy questions. Well, how long am I going to be on this product? And then when I get the results, can I stop the product? And then what happens if my skin doesn't like it? Are you going to take the product back? Y'all already know all the questions, but as annoying as the questions are, it's important to be helpful. It really and truly is. It makes them feel confident and comfortable. It makes them trust you. And that's what they want if they're going to be spending money. They want to feel that they can trust you. Okay. All right, a used car salesman always makes it about the dollar. It's always about that bottom dollar and not really talking about the value, right? Or why it's specifically chosen by your practice. We chose this laser because of this. This is why we chose this laser and not all these other ones. Same with your skincare choices. We choose Zeo Skin Health because of blah, 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 blah over all the other ones out there. You're showing them that these are valuable tools that they need for that end result. Okay. And then lastly, selling what is not needed. I see this so much. Okay. And I saw this when I was in practice. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it. I don't care. But when I was an esthetician, I had an owner who told me, and it just is, it's so yucky. It's even yucky for me to say it out loud, but I am because I think that's why we're here. Remember, we're all just airing out our dirty laundry. But when I was an esthetician, the office owner had said, because I told her, I said, listen, we need to get more of these complexion renewal pads. No, we're not ordering those. You have 8 oil control pads sitting on the shelf. Sell those, and when those are out, I'll order more complexion renewal pads. So then as an esthetician, I felt like I had to sell someone something that they didn't need in order to get the other things that I needed to be successful. But is that fair to the patient? I'm selling them something they don't need. So I'm getting $1 right then and there, but I won't get a return dollar. Okay. That's what happens when we sell patients things that they don't need. Or, okay, guys, listen, we need to sell this CO2 laser because I got a laser bill to pay. You know what I mean? Like these are things that, and this is real life. These are things that we deal with. And I get it. Guys, if anybody knows, I do. All of the investing that you guys do into these businesses is unreal. I honestly don't know how y'all do it. I'm shocked because I've seen what some of these devices cost. I know how much it costs to invest in a skincare line. I get it. It's pricey. That's why you need to make sure that whatever you as a provider invest in, believe in it. Truly be passionate about it. That way, we're not pushing anything onto anyone. We are really, truly trying to sell them something that we know in our heart and that we feel actually works. Okay. All right, now we're going to replace that used car salesman mentality and we are going to put a successful provider in that place. And instead of being pushy and selling things that we don't need and making it all about the dollar, it's not that. Successful providers close a sale by doing exactly this. You have a consultation with the patient to assess their needs. Based on that, you create a plan. That plan is going to be a full treatment plan. It's not going to be one microneedling, one daily power defense. No. This is a plan, and that plan should lock them in with you for at least 6 months to a year. So I'm going to recommend, based on your concerns, in-office procedure or procedures that are going to help you reach that goal. And here's your Zeo Skin Health protocol that's going to really and truly treat the health of your skin. And I'm going to explain to the patient and educate the patient on why this treatment plan is customized and curated specifically for them. So that way they don't have any questions or concerns about why I made that choice. Okay. Then I'm going to provide them with the tools to do it. I'm going to make sure I offer everything that they need. Okay. And if they have questions or they have concerns or objections, like, well, look, I have a budget in mind. Okay. Let's work around that budget. Or this just seems like too overwhelming. This seems like too many steps. Great. Let's talk about that. Make sure you are helpful. Remember, used car salesmen, not helpful. Successful providers are helpful. Okay. And then lastly, once they're committed, once they've invested in you, they've spent their money on you, because that's what it is. Forget the blue boxes. The blue boxes mean nothing if we don't have a provider that's educated and passionate behind it. So forget the blue boxes. They mean nothing. It's you. Your patients are investing their hard-earned money in you. So make sure you have a plan in place to be accessible and to guide them. It's so important. And this right here, this is the secret sauce, friends. This is how it's done. And if you're looking at this list and you're feeling like, man, okay, I struggle with creating a plan, then I would encourage you to get with me, get with your Zio account executive. Do you know we have true partnerships with you guys? We're not just here to take your orders. We really do want to partner with you to give you tools that we've invested in ourselves to help you. Okay, so just let us know. Okay, this is where I struggle. Or maybe you don't know exactly how to overcome objections without feeling weird. I got you, boo. Just reach out to me. Okay. All right, so that's a successful provider. Now I'm going to give you an example because a lot of times my estheticians are not thinking. I mean, I feel like my providers, like my nurse pracs, my nurses, my PAs, my medical doctors, all of you already have this in your brain because of your profession. So I feel like it's more the estheticians. We struggle to put ourselves in that space. Instead, when we're trying to sell someone a protocol, we're already thinking we're a used car salesman because we're feeling like, well, I'm trying to make this big sale. No, don't think of yourselves as that. Think of yourselves as the same way that your medical providers think, okay? I'm going to give you a story, all right? So this is really is not my primary, but we're just going to, this is all a story, okay? So meet my primary Dr. Sarah. That's her name, Dr. Sarah, okay? This is my doctor. I go to her because I'm not feeling well. I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling shaky all the time. I'm just feeling very sluggish. I just don't feel good. So I go to my doctor. What is my doctor gonna do? Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell you what she's gonna do. We're gonna do a consultation. And at that consultation, she's gonna run any necessary tests or lab work that she needs from me. And based on that consultation and that lab work, she's gonna go, okay, Sam, look, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but it is what it is, baby. You got diabetes. Okay, I don't have diabetes, but again, we're going with this. Okay, so that's what she says. You got diabetes based on all of this. What do you think she's going to do? She's going to say, this is what we need to do to get your organ healthy. I'm going to recommend this medication that you're going to inject once a week. I'm going to recommend this pill that you are going to take once a day. I'm also going to recommend that you change your diet. You cannot keep eating the Yasso ice creams. They're going to put you in the grave. You also are going to have to get up off of your behind and start moving because sitting around being lazy ain't cutting it. Notice she's just telling me all the things that I need to do. She's not asking me, can you afford to eat healthy foods? Can you afford this injection? Can you afford this medication? Can you afford to maybe get up off your behind and go walking around? The talk of money is not there. It's, girl, you are ill. You have a problem, and here's what you need to do to fix it. Guess whose job it is to fix it? Me. Me. She's just telling me the treatment plan that I need to get healthy, okay? And then telling me, Sam, this is what diabetes is. It's because you've had a poor diet. Maybe it's whatever. She's going to, I don't know what I'm talking about, but you get it. She's going to tell me all the things. She's going to help me understand. She's going to provide me with the tools that are going to help me be successful to getting healthy. And if I have any questions like, I just don't get it. Where did this start? How do I get out? She's going to be there to help me. She is going to be a good resource for me. Okay? And then she's going to say, "Listen, I've given you all the tools. I've written all the prescriptions. I've told you everything that you need to get healthy. So I want to see you back in a month. And hopefully in a month, we're going to have a different Sam." Listen, I can come back in a month and be the same old grimy Sam. Or I could say, you know what? I want to invest in my health. I don't want to be unhealthy anymore. I want to be healthy. So I'm going to take my hard-earned money and I'm going to do everything that this doctor told me to do because she's smart. I trust her. She's educated me. She's been a good resource for me. And she's excited to see me in a month and be healthier. Listen, that's what y'all are doing. It's you. Granted, we're treating skin. We're not, I mean, nobody's going to die because their skin is unhealthy, but the skin is the largest organ of the body. And for some, it is important. Okay? If it wasn't important, they wouldn't even come. okay? Because everything we do is pricey. So if they didn't care about the health of their skin, they would not be there. So stop assuming that people can't afford it. It's all no. Just like Dr. Sarah, you are a medical aesthetics provider. They're coming to you with a condition with the largest organ of the body, the skin. Make a treatment plan based on your consultation. Provide them with the tools that they need. Educate them on those tools that they need to be successful. Make sure you're helpful, a good resource, and then make sure you're following up with them. That's it. That's all you guys need to do to be successful. Okay? So now, every single one of you that's watching me, we're going to change our perception of you. Okay? You are no longer a salesman. That's not what we are. Get it out. Get it out. Okay? We are aesthetics providers. And moving forward from tonight, we are going to get out there and we are going to act as such. Cool? Everybody on the same page with me? If yes, if you're feeling me, give me a little something, give me a little reaction, because I want everybody to be pumped up with me too, okay? Not just by myself. Okay, thank you. Love the love. Love the love. All right. So now we've changed our perception. We know where we need to go moving forward. How can we be helpful though? Okay, we're passionate, we're educated, we know all these things, but sales is a different animal, girl. Like I know my ZO. I know my lasers, I know my chemical peels, I know my devices, but sales is a different animal. How do I overcome objections? How do I be a helpful resource? I got you. Okay. First and foremost, though, some of you have heard me on this little spiel, but just hear it again. Okay. You can be helpful. You can overcome objections, but you have to understand, number one, that this is a business and everything that comes in and out of here is a way to make money. Okay. We don't work for free. Okay. Although I'm sure a lot of you are so passionate that you would if you could. This is reality and we all work hard for the money. Okay. So it's a business. Everything you do makes money. So we have to make sure we're showing profit always. That's one thing. Second, we have to believe in what we sell. We have to actually truly be passionate about it. And if any of you right now are not feeling passionate about ZO, what can we do to change that? What does your ZO team need to do to change that? Because I'm going to tell you what, the before and afters that I see from ZO, unmatched, unmatched. And that can be a huge tool for you to continue being successful in the treatment realm. So please reach out to your ZO team and let them be a part of getting you pumped up and ready to sell these products. All right, so let's talk about first the business part, the part nobody wants to talk about because it makes them feel grimy. But again, we have to show profit or the door's shut and none of us have a job. So we got to do it, okay? And I'm not saying just sell ZO things, sell whatever you have. We just have to make sure that retail is a part of the business. It's how the business keeps its doors open. Okay. So let's talk about that retail for a second. You, with ZO, you are encouraged to sell each patient, okay, the fundamental 5 products or a daily skincare protocol. Those fundamental products are important to keeping the patient's skin healthy. They really are fundamental products to help teach your patient how to keep their skin healthy and to actually do it. So somebody tell me in the chat, what are those 5? I see lots of familiar faces, so I know y'all already know this, but let's just do it for those that are new and may not know. What are the 5 fundamentals that every single patient needs? Give y'all a second to tippity type. Oh, hey, Kayla. I miss y'all. Just saw your name pop up. Okay, yes, Liz. Cleanse, exfoliate, tone, antioxidant, and a sunscreen. Okay, that is what every single patient needs. Okay, we'll talk about why on another day, but those are fundamentals. Okay, the correctives really, I'm in Louisiana, so I'm gonna use this word, it's just lagniappe. All right, if y'all don't know what lagniappe is, that's just the cherry on the top. All right. It's just the extras. And a lot of times patients want to go right for the correctives. But if you're not on the fundamentals, your skin is going to be unhealthy. And if you are throwing correctives at unhealthy skin, you're just throwing gasoline on a fire. Okay. We want to truly be helpful in getting results. Remember, results and retention. And this is how you do it. You make sure that every single patient has those fundamental products. All right. So one, and we're going to assume it's about $500 because that might change based on which exfoliant you use, which toner you use, okay, or which antioxidant you use, but it's going to be around $500 if your patient purchases full sizes of those 5 fundamentals, all right? If you can challenge yourself to do this successfully with one patient, friends, there's no reason why you can't do it with 4. Okay. And then you start seeing that money actually grow and you wait a minute. This is actually very profitable for the business. And this is why I appreciate more than anyone that Zeo does not sell product. We sell protocols. Okay. I hear this all the time. Oh my God. It is so many products to sell to a patient. Right. It sure is. But those products actually work, okay? And it is a treatment plan to getting the patient's skin healthy. And guess what? It's also a really great moneymaker for the business when you have that mentality and that approach for business. So it's not just, ooh, these are really great results. It's also, gosh, this is a really great business model. This is how you make money off of retail. So we've got to put ourselves in that headspace. And I know, especially the ones that are not business owners, it can sometimes be a yucky thing to talk about it, but we're doing it today. We're talking about the yuckies because that's what we have to do to be that successful aesthetics provider. All right, so we know it's a moneymaker, but they still have questions, right? People have real legit struggles these days, and we have to be conscious of that, okay? Sometimes people just can't afford it. Sometimes people don't want all the steps. These are real things. So if a patient is very open with you and says, this is way out of my budget, great, we can work on that. Or if they say, this is too many steps, great, we can work on that, okay? But maybe it's just you don't know what it is. Y'all, there's nothing wrong with saying, do you mind me asking why you're hesitant to invest in this treatment plan? Because I just might be able to help you. There is nothing pushy or used car salesman about what I just said. I am trying to be a helpful resource to my patient, and I think they would appreciate it. So how do we answer those questions? Maybe it is the budget. Maybe it is the money. Maybe it's they don't see the value. Maybe they feel that I didn't do a well enough job explaining why these products are curated specifically for them. It just gives me another opportunity to educate them better. Or maybe my favorite, thanks to all these nice little internet sites, the freaking bargain shopper. So let's talk about these people, shall we? All right, first, let's say it's too expensive, right? Let's say it's the budget. This is real. More than anything right now, your girl gets it, okay? I cannot afford the things that I could afford several years ago, and that's just real life. I have to be careful now with the things that I am purchasing. So in my mind, not only am I thinking about that initial purchase, but have you ever heard your patient say this? I'm also thinking about how am I going to maintain this? Like if I'm going to drop $1,000 on skincare, hello, am I going to have to do that again in 30 days? Because I cannot. Or is this going to fall off? Or is this product? These are real questions that we want to make sure that we can be helpful to answer, okay? So let's talk about it. The budget shopper, okay? They can't afford it. I had a patient tell me one time, oops, sorry. I had a patient tell me one time, and this is real. Listen, thank you for explaining. You were very helpful, but I need to go home and talk to my husband about this. That's legit. I think old Larry would have a heart attack if I just dropped $1,000 and didn't have a talk with him. This is big girl, big boy money. This is not, I'm spending $20 on a meal. This is like big money. So this is things where we need to have that conversation with a husband or with a wife. Like, hey, are you okay with me dropping this? So be respectful of that. Like that's a real deal. I went to a sales class once and they brought that up and I was so icked out. Maybe because I have a good, healthy relationship with my husband, or I don't know. But when he said that, he was like, oh, when they say we have to check with our husband or wife, that's it, sales dead. No, it's not. I was immediately thinking of myself. And I was like, excuse me, sir, but I would 100% be walking home and discussing it with my husband. And if you don't, are y'all like married? Do y'all have separate bank account? Like, what's the deal? Me and my husband share a bank account. He would have a heart attack if $1,000 just was like poof, be gone. Okay. He lets me have whatever I want. I work hard, but it's the respect thing. It's like I respect him enough to say, are you cool? Probably would still do it, but like, are you cool? You know what I mean? Like, ew. So let's do that. Let's be mindful of what they are telling you because it's real life, okay? Now let's talk about how we can be helpful, okay? So all of you guys that are on this call today, you may or you may not know this, but when you place orders with Zio, you qualify for certain things, okay? Hashtag Circle Club, hashtag marketing. We love that. So you either get discounts, which are great if you're on the Circle Club. You may also receive marketing credits. So usually it's about 8 to 10% back in your order that you can use for travel sizes. Okay. So this, and you also get gift with purchase, which it changes every 2 months, but it's usually like a travel size product with like a little tchotchke or like something else. But those are gold. Okay. And for those of you that get those back and turn around and sell them, I want you to do this right now. Put your hand out, slap it. Just do that. Why? Why sell them? Okay, listen, if you're buying travel sizes and you sell them, fine. But like the freebies, guys, they're used as sales aids. You get so much more value out of doing what I'm about to tell you than selling them. Okay, so let me tell you. I'm just going to toot my horn. For those that don't know, when I was an esthetician selling Zio, I was the #2 esthetician in the state of Louisiana for sales because I was that good. I actually was just really smart. So let me tell you what I did. So every time my rep called, I called her to place the order, I would tell her, listen, with my marketing dollars, please get me as many travel size cleansers and travel size scrubs as you can. So I was like stockpiling those bad boys. Like I had containers just full and full and full of these travels. It was so bad that like when the manager or other like office people would come in and say, hey, I'm out of exfoliating polish. Do you have one? I'm like, oh no, fresh out. I was lying. I had a whole bunch in there, but that's how I made my money. So I was like, no, girl, I'm not giving anything away for free. I didn't even give away stuff for free at events, like those swag bags and all that. I work way too hard for those travels to just be going out the door and potentially never see them again. I need return on investment. Okay. So here's what I did. When I would present the patient with the protocol and I would say, okay, this is the cleanser that I'm choosing for this reason. Here's the exfoliant I'm choosing for this reason. Here's the toner that you get it, right? I have the whole protocol lined up in front of them and I'm actually showing them the products, right? What's the first thing that they say? Ooh, how much is that? Oh, well, that's about $750. What? I was not expecting to spend $750 on skincare. I know, I understand. Relate with them. I understand pharmaceutical skincare gets expensive, but I want you to know that this is not a 30-day auto ship. Talk to them about the longevity of the product because thanks to like MLM skincare and all these other little chinchy things at Sephora and Ulta, they feel that this is only a 30-day supply. So whatever this value is or this cost is, they think they're going to have to re-up every 30 days. So remind them this cleanser is probably going to last you like 6 months. Like it lasts forever. Then they're like, okay, all right, wait a minute. This isn't so bad. We're able to get some stretch. But then there's still going to be some patients that say, look, I get it. It's not a 30-day, but this is too much for me. I just don't have the ability to afford this. This is what I did. Y'all ready? I would say, okay, look, I don't normally do this. Lie. I did it all the time, but I didn't want them to know that. I don't normally do this, but I really want to help you because if you don't take home the full protocol, I know you're going to be underwhelmed with the results. So here's what I want to do. What if I took this and this away and I would take the cleanser and I would take the scrub away? What if I took this off of your protocol and I gave you this for free? Could you swing the rest? Yeah, who's going to say no to that? Then I didn't lose anything because I'm going to give them a travel size cleanser and a travel size scrub. It costs me nothing. It's going to last them about 4 to 6 weeks. Then they're going to come back and spend that 150 again. So I just kind of broke the sale up. And then I know for sure they're going home with full protocol. So I know they're going to see great results. And guess what? I'm the best esthetician that ever lived because I actually gave them something for free and nobody else on the planet ever does that. See what I mean? That's good stuff. So that's what you should be doing with those travel sizes. Use them as sales aids to push a more profitable sale for you. If you just send them out the door with a travel size cleanser from a swag bag, yeah, maybe they might love the way it smells or feels, but they're not seeing results from that. Okay, so be helpful with the budget, understand, work with them. Now, what if they tell you, I just don't see that I have the time for this. Like I've got babies. I just don't have time in the morning to do this multi-step routine. will really level with them on how long this takes. Did you know that your steps are going to take you about 90 seconds to do? And honey, if you don't have 90 seconds in the morning and 90 seconds at night, that's an even bigger problem. You are going to be a basket case if you do not take at least a couple seconds for yourself, okay? Talk them because they see steps, but then they think that this is like an hour per step. They don't understand, especially people that are not used to many steps or they just do bar soap in the shower. This seems very overwhelming. So offer them the time that it really takes. And then if they say, I know, I get it, but it's just too much, then just start slow. Start them off with a good GSR and a sunscreen. That's always a great place for anybody to start. They will see improvement with just that. All right. Now, what happens if they say, let's go back to them. What happens if they say, like, look, you're sitting here, you're doing the consultation, and they're writing down every product that you're saying, right? Wait, hold on, stop. What was that polish called again? Exfoliating polish. If you are watching someone fast paced, write down everything you're doing, guess what they're doing? They think that they can walk away from your office, go on Amazon, go on Derm Store, go on Zulily, go on all these things and buy it for like 30% off. So if I saw a patient doing that, guess what I'm going to tell them? Okay, boo. Well, listen, I don't know if you're writing it down because you want to go online and find it cheaper, but let me just remind you of this, okay? ZO does not sell to third-party sites. So if you see it on Amazon, it's there illegally, and it's probably likely counterfeit product, okay? I always, like, I have this little picture of, like, a counterfeit exfoliating polish on my phone. I've sent it to my accounts because, like, that's what you need to show them. Like, yeah, you might save some, like, dollars, but when the product comes in and it's not authentic or real ZO product, don't call me because you need a prescription for a skin fungus. Okay, it's kind of like that. All right. So give them a solution for the steps, give them a solution for that bargain shopper that we love so much. But look, if they just say, I need to think about it, don't be weird. Just say, absolutely. I'm not going anywhere. I want you to think about it. I'm going to be right here if and when you are ready. And it's just that simple. That's how you do it. Hang on, guys. I'm getting an energy saver alert. Let me make sure I'm plugged in here. Uno momento. All right, hold on. Why is this not working? Hold. Hopefully this doesn't Joel. Okay, back in business. All right, are we still good? Somebody type in the chat box. Make sure you can still hear me. Everything's still up. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Sorry. All right. So anyway, don't be weird. Just, yes, I'm going to be right here when you're ready. Okay. I am not just the reassurance that I am not going anywhere. I'm going to be right here if and when you're ready. And when you are ready, I'm going to be right here to hold your hand the whole way. It's going to be you and me, skin sisters. Okay. Just that is enough for them to feel at peace, to know that you are supportive of them, whether or not they're ready to close the deal or not. These are things that are great, guys. These are tips that I hope you let marinate and I hope you challenge yourself to actually put into practice. All right, now I'm going to ask you guys a question and I want you to really think about this, okay? What is an example of a wrong sale? Okay, we already know that the used car salesman technique is wrong. We know we don't want to be a used car salesman, but what would maybe be an example of a wrong sale? And I'm going to give you a second to chew on that, all right? And put it in the chat box. Again, these are all things we've probably done here and there, okay? But let's just put it out there. Yes, Tabitha. Giving products with no instructions. That sucks. That sucks. Because then they go home and they use it incorrectly, and then what? Then they hate the product. They hate you too. They're like, she made me buy this and it didn't work. Yep. Yes, Jennifer, not giving them the order of the products. Yes, I think it's Cecile. I hope I said something they want, but they don't need or that would cause damage. Jade, yes, not giving them the fundamental products, not making sure that they're on the fundamentals. I don't know if Bethany, the Dallas injector, is still on, but I know for a fact that Bethany will not sell patients retinols or any other correctives if they're not on the fundamentals. Won't do it. And explains to them why. There's nothing wrong with that, because then if they still decide to go buy it somewhere else and they blow their face up, oh, shoot, well, she did tell me that, and I was stubborn, and I went on and did it myself. Ingredient word vomit. Yes, girl, confusing them with fancy lingo. They don't care. They don't care. They just want, what is this? What is it going to do for me? That simple. Yes. Allowing them to incorporate it in their favorite class. Listen, you are the professional. Stay in that frame. Yes, must do GSR, make them follow up. All right, so I think we're all on the same page here. Okay, so look, I did my digging and I found some really fun but very true statements that I think we all need to remember when it comes to the wrong sale. A great product in the wrong hands is a wrong sale. I swear I can, it's so good. The wrong product sells once, the right product sells forever. Is that not good? Fit beats force every time. Sell for results, not receipts. Deceased. I'm dead. This is all so good. Do y'all not agree with this? Like this, yes, chef's kiss. This is something that all of us need to remember when we're making that sale. It's not about let's hurry up and move what's on the shelf because we need to get rid of that. No. This is about the patient's largest organ of their body. And what does this patient need to actually see results and keep their skin healthy? Okay, that is what we're doing. Because listen, I could sell them a product that they don't need just to get it off the shelf so my boss will go ahead and make another order, but it's the wrong product. So that's exact. The wrong product sells once, the right product sells forever. It's not about the dollar right here and right now. It's about the long dollar. It's about what comes next. And if you are not conscious of that, you will not be successful moving forward. So I hope all of you can just marinate in these amazing words. I don't know who said this or where it came from. Thank you, ChatGPT, but these are delicious. This is everything that we need right here, right now. All right. Okay, so now here comes the fun. Yes, please. Okay. We all now know what it takes to be successful in the treatment room, but specifically with ZO, if we don't know our products or how to be successful with protocoling, we're just going to be mid. We don't want to be mid. We want to be amazing. Okay. So let's brush up on our ZO prescribing skills. And this is where it's going to get fun. Okay. I am going to show you a picture of a patient. Okay. And I might not get to all of the ones that I have in here because I'm realizing I've run my mouth too much and it's now almost 8 o'clock. So we'll get through what we can. But I'm going to show you a picture of a patient and we're going to talk about the fundamentals that were used and the correctives. So let's get this show on the road. All right, this is a beautiful before and after from Liz. Liz is actually joining us tonight. She's from Lux Med Spa in Lafayette. So this patient had correctives and fundamentals. So because of the time, we're not going to like dive into the fundamentals too much. So we're only going to talk correctives. So I want you guys to take a peek at her before and after. And I want you to tell me in the chat box what you think the correctives that were used in her protocol. And yes, I'm going to show them to you. There's going to be no secrets kept. We're not going over frequency and dosage. That's all provider secrets. But you're going to know what they used. Okay? All right. So tell me in this picture, what do you think the correctives are? Let's go in the chat box now. And while y'all are doing that, I will show you the fundamentals. Bam. Those are the fundamentals. All right. Somebody says wrinkle texture or complex A. Wrinkle texture, firming. Yes, that might be right. All right, keep it on, keep it on. Growth and firming. I love that, Samantha. Growth factor serum. Jade says the new peptide. Could Jade be right? Okay, Kayla. Wrinkle and texture or radical, firming and growth factor. Okay, all right. Okay. Are y'all ready? Okay, here we go. Here are the correctives that made this incredible before and after. The new peptide serum, firming serum. She was on complex A 3 nights a week. And then the nights that she wasn't doing complex A, she was doing the glow combo, which is exfoliation accelerator and enzymatic peel. This is a beautiful protocol. Okay. Amazing. And let me tell you, I was at the event that this patient was sold the new peptide serum. And this patient had been on the other protocol for a hot minute, not too long, but a little hot minute. When she came in, I was with Liz and we were talking about should we add the new peptide? And I said, because if you look at the before pictures, she does have some like box scars, okay? And Liz had said, well, do you think the new peptide would help? And I was thinking, well, it's not really indicated for that, but it volumizes. and it tightens, so why not? Y'all, this was a week later. 1 week. Mind blown. This is what happens when the right tools are used and we are confident in what we're selling. We get beautiful results. All right, I have another little treat for you guys. Let's talk. Bada bing, bada boom. Bumpy, ugly, pretty smooth, tight, gorgeous. Okay, so I'll give you the fundamentals, but you tell me what correctives by Bethany the Dallas Injector were used. And Bethany, you can answer because you already know. All right, so tell me what you guys think. Let's see who's close. It is beautiful results. This is a great one. All right, firming or the accelerator. I like those answers. Jade says complex A. Love that. Complexion serum, Samantha, yes. Actually, that's one of Bethany's staples is the clarifying serum. Those are probably in more of her protocols than you think. All right, complexion serum, wrinkle texture, clarifying serum, the mask. Ooh, love that. Retinol acne complex. All right. So let me tell you a little bit about this patient just because I talked to Bethany and I know her background. She was having barrier issues. Okay, yes, calming toner, I love that. She was having barrier issues, so this was something that needed to be addressed before those actives were introduced. Because remember, if the skin barrier is compromised and you're dealing with all of this like inflammation and this dryness, throwing a retinol on top of that is going to be not so good, right? So let's see what was used. Y'all ready? Bam. All right, so while she was still in the repair phase, Bethany had her own enzymatic peel, complexion max, complexion serum, exfoliation accelerator, and when her skin was ready, she added in wrinkle texture repair and her renewal cream only if needed. Okay, so this is beautiful results. Love that. Good job, Bethany. All right, here's another fave of mine. This one is actually pretty freaking impressive too. All right, have a peek. Okay, this is Hannah Allen. All right, so we've got some fundamentals that Hannah used. Let's go over those. Gentle, polish, pad, DPD, SPF, but what did she use for this pigment and texture? All right, Laura says the HQ protocol. Y'all feeling good about that? Jade says yes. Whitney says retinol skin brightener. Ooh, okay, so Whitney's going away from the HQ. All right, Samantha says HQ with wrinkle texture for blending. Love that. All right, y'all ready? All right, here we go. This is what was used. Pigment control, blending cream, wrinkle and texture, but then switched over to complex A. So both were used in this treatment, and a little hydrating cream only if needed. Love it. All right, I have another one from Bethany because I had to, because I really liked this one. Here we go. All right, take a little peek at this poor little sweet baby, but she's beautiful. So what was used for her? Let's see the fundamentals. Y'all take a look at those fundamentals. You see something a little strange up in there? What do you notice in those fundamentals that's not the norm? That's right. Whitney says pore refiner. So if you guys didn't know this, okay, Instant Pore Refiner has antioxidants. It actually has A, C, and E. So if you're a patient, if you feel like your patient's just breaking out, maybe their skin's super oily, they can't handle all of the intense hydrators that come from DPD, try a little pore refiner. They're getting the antioxidants that they need. They might just miss out on the DNA repair enzymes, but that's okay. Get that in later when the barrier is improved, the acne is under control, and that is what was done here. All right, y'all ready for the correctives? What do y'all think was used up in here? What did we use? And as you can see, there's a lot of correctives going on. Okay, retinol skin brightener. What else y'all think? God, I hope y'all didn't hear that. My stomach was just screaming at you guys. And I'm actually not hungry. I ate dinner before this. All right. No guesses? All right, I'm going in. Here we go. HQ here. She says, Samantha says the Glow Protocol, but if y'all don't know that Glow combo, that was actually Bethany's creation, okay? All right, pigment control, blending cream with wrinkle and texture repair, CC serum, complexion mask, soothing hydro mist, and exfoliation accelerator. Kiss, kiss, beautiful results. All right, got some time for little extras. All right, what y'all think was used here? Okay, we got some fundamentals here, got the basics. All right, some of y'all might know this because I think I see some of the people from the Mississippi crew here. So y'all might know this. I might be tricking y'all on this one, but what do you think the correctives were that were used here? Okay, might be tricking y'all here, but what do you think? All right, Liz says wrinkle and texture. I love that because yes, her texture looks better. Jennifer says pigment control. I would absolutely think that too, because when I look at her after picture, I see some improvement in pigment. Same thing with you, Chelsea. I would have said Bright Alive too, because again, the pigment has improved. But are y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for the correctives that were used? Ooh, she says Radical Nerve is a good guess, man. That would probably be the retinol I would have gone with. Growth factor? Could it be? Y'all ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. No correctives. This was literally the daily skincare kit after 12 days. So y'all, if you're not taking pictures, get pictures done. Because if they're on the right, I know, me too, Ryan. Okay, so this is from Women's Wellness in Madison, Mississippi. No correctives whatsoever. Literally the daily skincare kit for 12 days. And this picture was taken by the patient, sent to Morgan, who is the nurse practitioner over there. She was so excited with her results. So not only should you be taking pictures, but also encourage your patient to take pictures. I used to always tell my patients that. I would say, look, before you start your protocol tonight with clean skin, take it in your bathroom. That way you're in the same lighting every time. Do not make any facial movements and do this. Front, both side views. And then I want you to repeat it in 6 weeks. Why 6 weeks? Why is that the magic number? Because that's about 1 keratinocyte maturation cycle, AKA skin cell cycle. We want the patients on for at least 1 full cell cycle so they can really see what this product can do. And that also gives you some time to make any tweaks or changes. If you're making changes before 6 weeks, shame. That's not enough time. You got to give it enough time for it to actually get in there. And yes, ZO is a pro exfoliating regimen. So they're going to go through things like maybe some initial dryness, or if they're on something aggressive, maybe some purging. You got to give it at least 6 weeks, friends, before we start playing around. All right. So sorry I had to trick y'all, but I had to give y'all the shock, just like I got the shock. All right. Here's another one. Got a couple more and then we'll stop. I'll let y'all go for the night. But here we go. Okay, so this comes from Dr. Claudia Wheeler's office. I love this picture, man. Like, what the heck? All right. This patient, only ZO, no treatments. What was used? So first, and I'm not tricking you with this one. This one's super easy, a very basic protocol, incredible results. So here's the fundamentals, just the regular schmegular, gentle polish pads, DPD, SPF. What do y'all think the correctives were that were used? Tell me something good. What y'all think? Somebody get it. I know. Listen, well, hello. I know it. I know it. I know it. All right. Somebody please say the product. Yep. Y'all already said it. All right. I see. Yep. All right. Y'all got it. Y'all are smart. Complex A and growth factor serum. Bam. Bam. Instant plumping, instant firming. And I'm sorry, Complex A is a beast, y'all. It's my favorite right now. I use it every single night, and no, I don't take breaks. I'm not. I will not. I'm bucking the system. I will not take a break because every time I get off of it, which I do like a little R&R intermission here and there, but I feel like it's like I can't wait to get back on it. I just love it so much. Complex A is a great option, but it's not for sissies. And it is not for retinol newbies. It's definitely a strong bird, but it works. I would start with something like Wrinkle Texture or Radical Night Repair, and then I would move on into Complex A. All right, I love that one. Let's just do one more, right? Let's just do one more. Okay, one more. All right. I love this one. I want y'all to take particular attention. Ta-da, ta-da. Where'd that jowling go? I don't know. It just disappeared into thin air. All right. Here's her fundamental products. Gentle polish, calming toner, and she uses both AOX and DPD and a sunscreen. All right. What correctives? Peptide, peptide and firming. Ooh, could it be? Okay, I don't know how to pronounce your name, babe, but the one who's struggling, message me on Insta after this, okay? And I'll help you out. Y'all, I'm telling you, this new peptide serum, oh, it's blowing my freaking mind. It's so good. God, it's so good. My flabbers were gasted. I know. Dude, me too. And y'all, okay, truth, I am an esthetician and I'm also a realist. I know I get super pumped and excited because I love Zio, but like I also like I have realistic expectations. And when it comes to like things that tighten and firm, really and truly, like it's hard to say that a topical would do that. So when I saw the new peptide clinicals, I was like, you got to be shitting me. Like, there's no way that this woman is like immediately snatched and all of this. So while I was super excited, I still was kind of like, is this like real or are we just being silly? So then we got it in probably about, and I say we like the rep. So we got it in probably not much sooner than it launched. I would say maybe like 3 weeks before it launched. Y'all, I'm not kidding you. Within a week, I was already noticing differences on me, specifically my turkey gobble, the thing that I am the most self-conscious about. I had like did a video where I was sideways, which is embarrassing for me because that's when I feel like I notice it the worst. So I did this video where I was kind of to the side and I was like, there's no way. There's no freaking way that 1 week of using this peptide has already tightened it up that much. I could not believe it. And I was also mad at myself for not taking before pictures. I always tell y'all to do it and I freaking didn't do it, but it's only because I'm so busy. And I got sidetracked. So please take the picture because you are going to see improvement with this. My phone has been blowing the hell up with peptide, just feedback and results. Y'all, Liz is on here too. Talk to Liz. Liz not only was getting like bomb before and afters, but Liz started putting the peptide on immediately after nano needling. Instant results. Like I'm not talking they came back a week later. No. Instant. The second it was done, immediate volumizing and pumping. It's wild how good this peptide serum is. All right, I'm getting off my soapbox of that. All right. Tell them what my face doing. Oh, yes. Okay, so Fanny just messaged. So Fanny is also a rep for Zio. She's got Arkansas. And Fanny did 1/2 of her face. I'll have to post that picture. Do you care if I post that picture, Fanny? I will. All right, Ashley. God. She's ready to go. Okay, here's your correctives. Fanny, can I post it? If Fanny tells me I can post it, I'll post her picture on my Instagram tonight of her half done face on Instagram. It's wild. Y'all, it really freaking works. I'm telling you. Okay, here's what she did. Peptide serum, exfoliation accelerator, complexion serum, firming serum, wrinkle texture repair, growth factor serum, and growth factor eye. And I don't know if y'all can see the details to this picture, but I'm gonna point something out to y'all. If you look at that picture, her before picture, she's got some pore concerns, like just pores, okay? Adding the peptide serum in not only snatched her jawline, but it tightened the pores. So you can see less visible pores on the cheek and the nose. It's wild. This stuff works so good, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all go because everybody's getting testy now. I'm just kidding. All right. If you have specific questions about anything that we learned tonight, or like I know there was a question in there that I didn't wasn't able to answer just because it's a whole nother topic, please message me on Instagram. I'm happy to connect with you and help you as much as I can. Or if I can't help you, I will connect you with someone that can. I want to make sure everybody feels really good about moving forward tonight with their sales confidence, with your ability to protocol, specifically CO. So, do y'all like it? Did y'all have fun tonight? Did y'all learn something new? Hey, Jamie. Oh, y'all, Jamie's on tonight, and Jamie had a really bad before and after, but she always has good before and afters. I'll save Jamie's for another time. All right, y'all. Yes, y'all have a wonderful night. I'm so glad y'all enjoyed it. Stay tuned. I'll be posting some information on my November one. Tell me what you want to hear. Okay, message me on Instagram. Tell me a topic that you think would be helpful, or maybe something that the ZO education that you have, maybe there's something we're missing or something we're not doing. Let me know. I'm happy to do just like I did tonight and create a learning experience that is interesting to you, that is something that you can take away. And I would love to know if anything that you learned tonight was helpful. So as you go out into the world and you put these things into place, if there's an experience that you have where you're like, man, that training was so helpful, I want to know about it. It just helps me, because if you don't know, this is not my job. I'm just doing this extra because I want to be a resource for you guys. So I love when you call me or you text me or you tag me on Instagram. It just makes me feel good. It just reminds me that the time that I'm taking away from my family to create these things for you and to actually be here with you tonight is actually appreciated. So one girl was like, "Do you get tired when I tag you?" I'm like, "No. Are you kidding? No. I love when y'all tag me and stuff. It's just the best feeling." So you're never aggravating, you're never bothering. I love all of this stuff. All right, you guys, y'all have a wonderful night. Y'all message me if you need me, and take care. Bye, y'all. Have a good week.